The NFL soon approaching, and the Dallas Cowboys are in a really tough situation, or more like Jerry Jones is a really putting himself in a really tough situation. After broke the news that he wanted to be traded. Um, so the thing with Jerry is that he's trying to do with Micah what he did with Dak, right? Push the contract long as he can, push the contract, and with Dak, he did that, and Dak eventually later got his deal, got his money, right? But it went for if Jerry was smart and just signed him right away, quick, everything would have been smooth, everything would fine, whatever, right? But because he kept waiting, Dak's contract, the money that guarantees everything just kept going up because then as you waited, other quarterbacks got their deals. So it just made the numbers go higher for Dak. So in the case with Micah, he's not stupid. Even though he wasn't a part of the team when Jerry was doing this with Dak, Micah's not stupid. He knows what Jerry's trying to do with him. So he's already saw this movie once before with Jerry. He's not gonna waste his time. A player like Micah with the stats that he has the numbers to back up what he wants to say. If he wants to be traded, then so be it. Moving on to the Cowboys with this 2025 season preview, I think there's going to be two big questions, two big concerns for this team. One is Micah, obviously, and two is how is this team going to keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders? As we already know, both teams are obviously in the same division with the Cowboys, and while both teams did make it to the NFC Championship game this past season, and that's what makes me bring my big concern for the Cowboys is how are they going to exactly keep up pace with the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles? And how I think the Cowboys are going to answer that question is with the acquisition of George Pickens. I think this team is going to be really pass heavy. They don't really have a true run game of all the running backs I can think of right now off the top of my head. I don't think the Cowboys really have a true running back that they're really gonna rely on consistently. So it's gonna be really, hey Dak, we need you, George Pickens, CD Lamb. You three guys are gonna be the main offense and just go make plays. So I believe this team is gonna be a very pass heavy team. One of the biggest flaws that comes with a team that's going to be very pass heavy is that it's going to really be reliant heavily on the offensive line, be able to protect guys like Dak Prescott and be able to make plays and find the open guys. I think left guard Tyler Smith for the Cowboys has a chance to be one of their biggest key, but also have a huge step up from his game last season. He already had a solid season as it was last season, but I believe he has a chance to even take his game even one step even higher than that. Last season he played obviously left guard, but he also spent some playing time in the left tackle position. So if any injury or something were to happen, he can easily slip into the left tackle position and play some snaps. I think the Cowboys' O line is going to be actually really well offensive line considering everything. As their oldest tackle is Terrence Steele, and that's he's only at 28 overall. Everyone, almost most of these guys are 24 or younger. Not Cooper Beebe. Tyler Booker is 21, but everyone else is 24. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, they're all 24 years of age, and I believe Tyler Smith is going to be. I believe a lot of these guys could have some good promise, but I think Tyler Smith is the biggest highlight of this entire O line for the Cowboys. The running back room for the Cowboys could be a big cause for concern for the Cowboys as they let Rico Dowdle go. I don't think he was that good of running back, but comparing to what they got now, I mean, they have Javante Williams. They signed him to a deal. They signed Miles Sanders, but he's questionable. He might not even be available come week one. They have Jadon Blue and Deuce Vaughn. So of that running back room, it doesn't really sound, or at least on paper, it doesn't really sound all that promising. That leads me to another reason why I believe this Cowboys offense is going to be very pass heavy because they don't really have a true running back that they can really give the ball, let's say 25, 30 carries. Moving on to the defense side of the ball for the Cowboys, DC Mike Zimmer has a lot to fix if he wants to have this defense ready and be able to compete with Washington, Philadelphia, and the rest of the NFC. Last season, the defense gave up an average of 27.5 points last year. That's second to worst last season. Rushing, they gave up an average of almost just under a buck 40 rushing. And passing, it was a little better. They gave up an average of 218. So you add that up, total, that's an average of total yards, 355 total yards. So if we want to find the Cowboys in a better situation and be able to play games in January and hopefully eventually in February, this defense is going to need a lot of work to be done. Moving on to this Cowboys ceiling. As for this ceiling, I could see this team honestly making the playoffs as a 7 seed. A couple breaks if the guys at the O-line can stay healthy and improve, if Tyler Smith does take an improvement and the O-line is able to protect Dak and Pickens and CD are able to make plays, I could see this team making the playoffs as a 7 seed. But overall, they have a stretch that's a really tough schedule. They have a bye week 10, week 11 they have the Raiders, but from week 12 to almost end of the season, from week 12 to week 16, they got tough games. Home against Philadelphia,
home against Kansas City, the road in Detroit against Minnesota, and against the Chargers. So those are going to be some tough ball games, and I can see them having a good fair schedule in the beginning, but after the bye, once Week 12 starts, I think that's when we can really see they maybe start losing position in the standings and start slipping out of the playoffs.